Hello there. So I'm going to be talking about using a pre-inspection audit and how useful they can be. As you know, I think my name is Andrea Jackson, and I am an avid believer in ensuring that the learners and the employer is at the heart of training provision. I help training providers to feel confident in the face of an Ofsted inspection. I ask learners, employers and staff questions based on the education inspection framework to gauge the impact of the training. I identify themes and then support the providers to add and drive through systems and processes that improve that impact. And this means that Ofsted inspections are not to be feared and continual improvements are made with the emphasis on quality. Right, pre-inspection audit. So if the thought of going through an inspection leaves you feeling unprepared, and being unprepared fills you with intrepidation, it should make you feel unprepared and with intrepidation. It's really, really important to be prepared for an inspection. They are going to happen. We know they are. We won't get a call on a Wednesday, which is the day the post goes out, but we will get an inspection call to say that, you know, I'm a lead inspector and we're going to be coming in to give you an Ofsted. So it's really important that you don't just sit there with rabbits in headlights. Actually, you prepared your plan. And one of those things could be using a pre-inspection auditor. And I think the thing is that inspection should not be feared if you can share the great things that you deliver and the fact that you show your absolute intention of your training provision, how it's implemented, and how it has the best impact for your learners, employers, and staff. That's what you need to show. So you call a pre-inspection auditor in. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this is that I was talking to a staff member of a training provider that's done just that. And that member of staff was the nominee of the pre-audit. And they'd organised a lesson observation. So a member of staff was teaching an apprentice a really exciting unit. They'd picked a really exciting unit, and apparently in this apprenticeship there wasn't that many, but they picked one. They'd also selected one of the best trainers, you know, the one that you always, when there's a problem, there's a situation, a crisis, this is the trainer that you would pick. So they'd pick that trainer. They'd also selected a really high achieving apprentice. Not necessarily doing that unit at that particular time, but that was a unit that we're going to be doing, using a really high achieving apprentice. So did the observation go well? I'm looking at notes here. That's why. Yeah, they did. It did. Yeah, the observation went really, really well. The inspector, the pre-audit inspector, who was sort of part of that organization, but didn't actually work in that part of the organization. So they sort of knew they were part and parcel of the big organization. Brilliant, absolutely wonderful. The feedback was very, very good. These are all the things that you did really, really well. Learners obviously got a good experience of that lesson. It was exciting. The learner clearly learned stuff that they didn't know. It was at the level, it was stretching and challenging, all those sorts of things. You could absolutely see that this was your intention. The way you implemented it was really good, and the impact on the learner was fantastic. Brilliant. Okay, but what did the training provider learn from that experience? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, what we do know in these days, although you need to plan for your inspection, there's not much control over your inspection, simply for the fact, certainly with a short inspection, they're not there long enough. They're there. They're actually inspecting for a day and a half. And by the time the second day, they'll be doing the feedback. So you haven't got a lot of control. And they will be coming in to see your learners on a certain day. So you don't have that that control. I'm going to say the luxury, but I'm not sure whether it is a luxury, because what we want to do is we want to show how we operate well, and we don't want to make it up. And there's less making up these days. There really is, because the inspectors will want to speak to your learners, and they'll want to speak to the employers, and they want to speak to your staff as well. And that's the way it goes. And that's brilliant, because actually that way the inspection draws out so much, because it's like talking to babies, out of the mouths of babies. I've been through one, and it's like incredible, from the learner saying that that was brilliant, had a fantastic interview, I said all the right things because I'm on your side, and I like you because you're a really good trainer, etc., etc. And actually what they said clearly showed that the impact wasn't so good. The implementation wasn't well planned. They weren't sure of the intent. In fact, they weren't sure of the intent from anybody. So it's harder. It's more important that you are honest in an inspection. And if you are going to do a pre-audit, make sure that you learn something from it, because if somebody's going to say you are outstanding, absolutely outstanding, that's not helpful when an inspector comes in 1.5 days, as I say, and finds out that you're not. So if you're going to use a pre-audit, that's somebody pretending to be an inspector, use them wisely. This is going on the quality page. If you feel that one of your colleagues, workmates, whatever, would benefit from this post, please send it on to them. That would be absolutely great. Give us a comment on this post to show whether you agree, whether you don't agree, whether you've had that experience of going through a pre-audit. That would be fantastic. Because I think the more people get involved in discussions like this, the better it is. It's just stronger, isn't it? So this is on the quality on the Facebook. If you want to join, just click the button to say you want to join, and it comes to me, and I say yes, because you are to do with training, and that's wonderful. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget to send this to a colleague if you think they'd like it, and comment. That would also be really, really good. And I'll see you soon. You take care.